Welcome to Dealing with the Issues. My name is Heather.
And I'm Nykia.
And today we are going to discuss transgender issues. It seems to me that a lot of issues that are plaguing the transgender community are coming to surface. President Obama made mention of the LGBT community in his State of the Union address, which means that at least we are forging a path towards equality and trying to leave tolerance behind. When I think about issues regarding the transgender community, one of the major issues that sticks out are issues regarding healthcare and housing. Also, Nykia, did you know that the transgender community are amongst some of the lowest earners and earning less than $10,000 a year a household? And not only that, the only statistics that the United States has regarding the Census Bureau on transgender individuals is that 5% of our population is transgender, but those are statistics as of 2008, because when it comes down to census, you can only check male or female.
Wow.
So unfortunately, this community is being neglected and not accounted for, because not only are they not being counted, there's issues with being able to grab any data so that we can move forward to be able to assist in some type of way.
I think that's what Caitlyn Jenner was doing. I think Caitlyn Jenner put the platform out there for a lot of transgender individuals, because Caitlyn is beautiful, honey. I was like, why she didn't bring that girl out a long time ago? Like, I know you won the Olympics and everything, Caitlyn, when you was a little boy, but you sure is pretty.
Caitlyn Jenner is pretty. But yeah, Laverne Cox. She is the transgender woman that does Orange is the New Black. And she, I do believe, is right here from Arizona.
Wow.
And is also an activist for the transgender community. There is another transgendered individual named Jay Kilio.
RuPaul isn't transgender?
No, RuPaul's drag queen, honey.
He's all drag queen.
He is all drag queen, honey. Underneath all of that is all man.
Now, for those who don't know the difference between drag queen and transgender, have we explained that?
We can go ahead and enlighten. A drag queen is someone that dresses up like a woman and carries a female persona. They give you the illusion of being feminine.
And they be pretty as hell too.
And a transgender is someone who identifies themselves as a woman and is willing to go through a lot of treatment, psychiatric treatment, as well as some surgical procedures in order to change their sex, their gender.
Now, and that goes on both sides, because we have females who identify as males.
Right.
Because I know a particular little boy who got he got all this chest and everything, and he took the testosterone, and you can't tell him for $5,000 he's not a boy.
And that's what, and that's the thing about it, period, is that, there has to be more acceptance. And I wanted to at least give a shout out to this community that we are watching, and that their issues do not go, unspoken about, because equality for all individuals is something that we're fighting for. It's not just equality, but our civil rights. And it shouldn't matter whether you identify with yourself as male or female, but I think that the transgender community gets more flack for their decisions in life than anybody else with regards to whether it's racism or ethnicity. Color of skin can't even touch the issues that transgenders have to deal with. I mean, being denied housing or increasing their rent just because of the biasness and not being able to accept that person for who they are. They're looking at them and they're like, ugh, and they bringing their own judgments to the forefront. So it's almost like they're being treated less than human. Jay Kilio, who is a transgender man from female to male, went to the hospital, went to the doctor, had a biopsy done on the breast. The doctor, the physician, did not want to call him and let him know that he had breast cancer diagnosis. And the receptionist instead ended up calling and telling him that he had breast cancer, was asking, how are you doing with your diagnosis? And he was like, what diagnosis? And they were like, breast cancer. The physician that did the biopsy, the surgical physician that took care of the biopsy itself, stated that because Kilio was transgendered, maybe he needed psychiatric help. He was more right.
Wait. He needs psychiatric help for breast cancer?
Yeah. Now see, this is the stuff I'm talking about right here. Is that the community, there is stuff going on in the underground regarding the transgender community that people are not talking about.
That's not
or
okay.
People are not paying attention to, or they don't see, because everybody's so wrapped up in their own selfish worlds, they're forgetting that there are other groups of people who are still suffering oppression and discrimination for being who they are. A lot of the lesbian and gay activists came out. They have the right to marry in so many states. That issue is slowly being swept under the carpet. But now we have to pay attention to another issue, which is transgender. What about that little boy that puts on his mother's high heels? You know, there are issues of abuse that go on in homes. These people are low-wage earners, so
that's unbelievable.
Low-wage earners.
And I just say that's unbelievable because, like, how can you? I don't know. How can you discriminate like that? Like, I mean, it's bad enough. Like, it sounds like the Tuskegee experiment.
Almost.
The Tuskegee experiment, we know, is the largest experiment ran without a treatment.
Right.
I mean, that's just generally speaking.
Right, and nobody's treating this issue.
Right. How is that?
And if you're a low-wage earner and you know that you're going to have strikes against you wherever you go, you're going to have difficulties walking in the streets.
Yeah.
You're going to have difficulties finding a place to live.
Yeah.
You're going to have difficulties getting a job. Everybody is going to discriminate and judge you everywhere you go. Why would somebody make a choice to do that?
Because that's what they feel. That's who they are.
And when I say make a choice, being transgender is something that's genetic. You wouldn't make a choice to say, wake up one morning and say, oh, you know what? I want the hardships of being a man today.
I know that's right.
Let me just get up and you know, start dressing like a dude and see where that gets me in life. I think that's what I want to do.
Yeah, no, it's
nobody's gonna make
like
you have to be. You have to be born like that. And I give much respect and props to all of those transgender individuals who are stepping out of the corners and stepping out of the closets and being who they are and being themselves. Because at the end of the day, I know that has to be the most difficult thing to do in life. And it's even hard to sit here and say it's difficult, because why should it have to be?
Right. But now, here's the thing. I believe technology has brought us a long way, because back in the day, for those who did have these identity issues, there were not things available for them.
Right.
We can at least say now, for those doctors who are out there to help those convert to who they really are, that they're getting the treatment that they need, that they're getting the psychiatric evaluation that they need. We can't discredit some of the individuals who really are helping those who are coming out, like you said.
Right.
Because that's important to have a compassionate doctor where bedside manner has kind of fallen to the wayside. I think that for those doctors out there who are really helping these people be who they are, that's a big one too, because you know, hey, whoever Caitlyn Jenner's doctor is, they have definitely opened the platform for other people practicing medicine to step up and not judge, because they take the Hippocratic Oath. You know, and if the Hippocratic Oath don't do nothing, we know there's HIPAA.
We have to definitely, you know, we have to definitely just shed that light on it, because even dealing with the issues, I have a friend who was going through the female to male transition, and it was extremely difficult, and I can understand the difficulties and
the hormones alone,
paying for the surgeries, just everything that goes along
having
with
support.
it. The support. Because you don't find a lot of people in the population that agrees with it. And the problem with disagreeing with things is that we just disagree with the unknown. We don't know their struggle. They go through things like depression. How would it be in life to everywhere you go that everybody's looking at you strange or weird or funny? You standing in line and somebody gives you a look of disgust. Every group has dealt with these issues that have been different. And if you're different in any kind of way, you know what it's like to suffer the consequences of the judgments of other people. You're in the store and they're talking about you and they're whispering like you can't hear. To go outside every day and have to endure that type of treatment is just not fair. What do we care about somebody changing their sex?
What about our kids?
That is their right.
What about the kids?
The kids too.
We haven't, I mean, I hate to say it, but we didn't even discuss the fact that, you know, we have children out there in the public school system who this is their identity.
Right.
They're being bullied.
Yes.
I would hope that now that girls are accepted into football and can play, there is a change on the rise.
Right.
So I think the platform has been, I think now that it's 2015, the platform is being built for a foundation for those who want to be different, to choose their identity, because that's how they were born, genetically speaking.
Right. Right. And you also, it's issues all the way around. You know, kids who have parents who are transgendered and they're dealing with that issue, whether, you know, dad wants to now become mom or mom wants to become dad.
Predestination.
Predestination.
Predestination talks about how going into time he's looking for this certain individual where essentially he's going to find himself. His face was burned, then he turned into a girl, then he met himself again as a boy, and they had a baby girl that he left on a step to go through life as not completely knowing who she was.
Right.
To grow up again, to go back into the male for girl. It's predestination, I'm telling you. It's in the red box.
Okay, definitely. And I just holla.
Oh, you remember Crying Game?
Yes.
Was that was drag queen though? That wasn't transgender, was it?
I want to say drag queen.
That
when
was
you
drag
kind of
queen?
hindsight, it's 2020. It
Yeah,
could have been
true.
a transgender issue.
Yeah, because that's
You know?
when that was like the early '80s, late '70s.
Right.
When them they had to carry weapons.
Right, right. But anytime that they're not dressing up as women for show, that they identify with this as a normal, everyday thing to do, I think that that's the precursor for moving forward towards a transgendered lifestyle. You are not identifying with the sex that you are. Women who get up every day and they go through the motions of keeping themselves up and keeping a male appearance. At a certain point, I believe that if you do that every day, and a lot of women may bind their chest, they're hiding their breasts, things like
and
that.
And that's a job.
When you get to and you're not doing it for a job, and you just get up every day and you're doing that, you may be identifying yourself as the opposite sex. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. I think it's just as natural to identify yourself with being another sex as it would be to be gay,
to dress
or
up as a
lesbian,
clown.
To dress up as a clown.
I mean, I'm not. Don't think that Don't.
Okay.
Don't think that I'm attributing you dressing up in your form as to being a clown, but it's a routine. Like, as a female.
And there's no way you would get up and do that every day unless...
Because I'm a lazy female.
Girl?
I'm a lazy woman.
Who you telling?
I don't even like buying bras that often. It's sad. It's really sad.
Kudos to the transgender community. There are people out here that understand your struggle. We have transgender friends. We work with transgender individuals.
I party with transgenders.
And we definitely know what it's like. You
Please
know,
be
or
yourself.
maybe we don't know personally what it's like, but we do hear your struggles, and I empathize with you, and I think you're fantastic and wonderful people for being able to come out and step outside and be who you are. Don't stop fighting. Don't stop trying to achieve what it is that you're trying to out there. Equality is what we're all fighting for in our civil rights.
Across the board.
Civil rights across the board. You deserve them just as much as anybody else. Be who you are.
Please.
Thank you so much for watching us here on Dealing with the Issues. In closing, everybody's unique. Be who you are, and if somebody asks you whether you're unique or not, we're just saying we're eccentric.
I know that's right.
Okay?
Eccentric?
That's right.
Eccentric.
We're saying we're eccentric.
At least you didn't say eclectic.
That's music. Go out there and be you and be eccentric. Thank you so much for checking us out at Dealing with the Issues. We care about you.
This has been a Dealing with the Issues production. Thank you so much for watching.